Hi, my name is Doug Belshaw and I'm Director of e-Learning at the Northumberland Church of England Academy. I'd like to take a couple of minutes to show you Google Calendar, how you can use it to schedule meetings and how you can use it for your lesson planning as well. First of all, go to the Academy website. When you get to the Academy website, as usual, you click on Email VLE Login at the top. Of course, if you've bookmarked these already, then you can use those instead. You can access Calendar through email, which I'm going to show you in a moment, but you can also go directly to it at the bottom left-hand option here. I'm going to click on email this time and show you how to access it through your email inbox. When your email inbox loads up, at the top left-hand corner you'll see that you've got access to calendar, documents, sites, video and contacts. We're interested in calendar this time, so click on that one. Here's your calendar. As you can see, I've added things to my calendar. You might have a completely blank one. I've added when I've got meetings and my timetable so far. If you want to create a new item on your calendar, it's as simple as left-clicking on an empty space and then either entering it and pressing Create Event, or if you want to add a bit more detail, click on Event, Edit Event Details. You can then put in your lesson. Let's say I've got a Year 7 history lesson. You can put it in there. And you can say when it is from and when it's till. So I'm going to put 12:15 till 1:15. That would be period 4 at the Josephine Butler site. I've got that every 2 weeks, so I would click on that one there and put on weekly. And then I'd go down to this one and put every 2 weeks. Let's say that I wanted my head of department to see that. Well, I'd click in here and I'd type in somebody who happens to be my head of department. I'm going to put the head of history in, Richard Southern. I've started typing his name and everyone with the name Richard has come up. I'm going to click on Richard there, and then as soon as I press save, Richard will get an email being invited into this particular event. You can do this for meetings as well as lessons. You can also add Google Documents. More about that later. And you can also get reminders via text message, email and pop-up. Obviously for the text message one, they need to know what your mobile phone number is, and you do that by going into Settings and going to Mobile Setup and following the instructions there. When you go back to your calendar, you can see all the events for that particular week. You can go through the weeks by clicking on these little icons here, which go forwards and backwards. And if you want an overview of your month, you can click on the Month tab. It gives you an overview of the month. And clicking on any particular event will give you more details about it. If you want the agenda for the day, then you can click on that and it shows you a bit more detail. I tend to keep it on the week view. Earlier I mentioned the integration between documents and calendar. If you go to the top left of your screen where it says Documents and open that, it will take you to this screen here. Mine's full of documents because I use this quite a lot. Yours might be empty. You can see all different colored labels which indicate the different folders that I've got. You create those by clicking on New and then Folder. You can also create a new document, which is a bit like Word, a presentation, which is a bit like PowerPoint, and a spreadsheet, which is a bit like Excel. I'll deal with forms in a future episode of this. You can also create documents from templates, for example using the Northumberland Church of England Academy lesson plan. I want to add some of my documents that I've created, including the PowerPoint style presentation for tomorrow's lesson, to my calendar event tomorrow, which is a Year 8 geography lesson. I'm just going to quickly preview those. This one here, this is the PowerPoint style presentation I'll be using with my lesson aims and title and date. And this one here is my lesson plan. I want to add these to the calendar event. These could be agenda items, these could be minutes of a meeting, any type of document at all. But in this instance I'm using lesson plan and the PowerPoint style presentation, and I want to add those to my calendar event. Now that they're in my Google Documents account, if I go to my calendar and then click on the lesson, remember this could be a meeting as well, if I click on my lesson there, I can go to Add a Google Document down here and then choose the ones that I want to add. I can filter via various folders, so in this instance I'm going to just click on What are hazards? That's my presentation and that is my lesson plan. Press select and they get added to my calendar event. I click save. It asks me if I want to change only this event or all events in the series. Well, that's just for this lesson, so I'm going to click only this instance and then leave it. And as you can see, if I go back to that lesson, then I've got my lesson plan and my PowerPoint there available if I want to use them. Some of you might be thinking, that's all very well if I'm connected to the internet. What happens if the internet goes down or I haven't got a connection in my room? That's where offline access comes in. At the top, if you click offline, then it'll ask you if you want to install offline access for Google Calendar. If you're using a supported web browser, for example Internet Explorer or Mozilla Firefox, then you can install a little program which will let you download all of your calendar items and all of your Google documents, and it holds it in the memory and then synchronizes when it goes back online. So don't let that put you off experimenting with using Google Calendar and Google Docs in collaboration with each other. If you have any difficulties or problems or any further questions about that, then just let me know. doug.belshaw@ncea.org.uk, or if you're on the Josephine Butler site, then my office is next to the main hall. It's the one in the middle, next to the art room. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch and listen to this.